This is going to be one of the biggest years of my life, but I'm here for it. I've prepared the best that I possibly can to put myself in the best position this year. Trust me when I say this. The time is now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to the next episode. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of nice weather we had last week. We're back in the cold, we're back in the grow tent, and we are in for push today. So we've already done a pool walkthrough. Now we're going to do a push walkthrough, and we'll do a leg one later down the line as well. We'll probably revisit these because things will change. Perhaps I'll touch on a few things that may change as we go forward in this session. But I just want to give you guys an insight as to what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about when I'm either choosing a new weight, maybe I'm going for a new PB, or maybe in fact because we're in prep when we start to lose strength, because it's going to be inevitable when we're very, very lean, or when we get leaner, or when we have those days when we're tired. What decision we're making in terms of those regressions. So we're just going to take you through the workout today. And we're going to start off on incline Smith press. So we'll get over there, we'll get into it, we'll get warmed up, and we'll tell you what we're doing. So similar with any first exercise, you're just going to go up in increments that feels comfortable to you. We're probably going to end up about 160, 165, depending how strong we're feeling, or 3 plates or 3.5 plates each side. So for me, I can go a plate, I can go 2 plates, I can go 2.5, then 3, and then I can work my way up that way. For someone who perhaps only has 2 plates on the top set, maybe start with half a plate, 1 plate, 2.5, and 1.5, and you work up slowly. So as we go through, we'll essentially just see how easy or hard these warm-up sets feel, and each one is giving you information and feedback as to how strong you feel and what that top set's going to feel like. Thought I was going to get it. 5.5. Probably shouldn't have taken that progression. Probably should work up to 160 next time. So in my notes, I'm going to write 165, 5.5. Drop back down to 160, and I'll go back down to 160, and I should push up towards 10 before I take a weight jump, especially when I'm coming down to body weight. That's what my brain's telling me right now. So another reason why we can get away with just doing that one single set. To be honest, 5 reps is a bit of a cop out. You know, I would go and do a back off set, but I know I've got 2 good sets on here, and because there's only 5.5 reps, I'm not uber taxed, so I should get some good PBs on this now, hopefully, he says. But the reason why I can do one set there is because we're going into a high incline now. I wouldn't have it 90 degrees. I would never have a shoulder press that right here, because it just puts so much strain through the shoulder for the sake of hardly any, difference in where it's dealt to the chest. Obviously, as you put it down one, you're gonna put a little bit more across the chest, but for the sake of a little bit of shoulder health and some safety, I don't really see the issue with that. It's another big incline movement, getting a little bit more of the delt in there, but this will be 3 sets on the incline, and we'll move on to a flat movement after this. So let's warm up, let's see how we get on. great day. 7 with a dodgy one. Take 8. Ooh. And this is going to be our penultimate chest exercise. We'll finish with a fly. Just 2 sets here again. So we did 1 set, 2 sets, 2 sets, and then we'll finish off with 1 set on the flies, just to absolutely rinse the pec. And then we're going to go on to delts. We'll move into arms after. Come on to our final chest exercise, which is going to come onto a fly of choice, really. So I'm going to do a little bit of more incline, because who doesn't need a bit more incline? Pec is very, very fatigued, so we're going to use something that we know we can drop off a little bit, reduce the joint pressure. So we've just got the cuffs here. On this, whenever you're doing any flying movement with the cuffs, you want to get the cuff up above the elbow. I recommend you getting some 1mm cuffs, because they actually get above your elbow. So you're going to pull them up above the elbow. You're going to almost like semi-press it, but stretch as far back as you can. And we're just going to drive the elbows across the midline as much as we possibly can. 1 single set to failure. So whatever you would fail at, maybe at 10 to 12 reps, try get 13, 14 reps and fail there. So at this point, pecs are absolutely done. We're just going to finish off with literally just some lateral delts. We're going to come in at a crucifix angle, so we're going to slightly raise this up so it's not flat, essentially, just to give another variation. Helps a little bit more of external rotation as well, which still is a function of the shoulder joint, so it's good to train it. And we're going to do 3 sets here, literally just straight sets, just to absolutely fatigue the muscle in and out as much as possible. And that's it. Cuff's going to go at the wrist this time. If you have wrist pain or elbow pain, you can bring it up a little bit, but if you add it on the wrist, you're going to add a little bit more tension when the delt is elongated out, so we can add a little bit more. Whereas if we're here and the cuff's only here, you're missing out on all this range of motion here, or at least that loading point. So cuffs at wrist, crucifix laterals. Let's go. We're going to finish up on 4 sets of triceps. We're going to go 2 with an elongated rope. So we're basically just going to use the longest rope that you can find, or you're going to use 2 ropes extended. All that is going to do is it's going to stop you from having a short rope and turning in to having a long rope and being able to have that full range of motion across the tricep. And then we're probably going to do some sort of maybe cuffed overhead or overhead cable extension, just to finish off the triceps. 2 sets on each, finish off a good, well-rounded push workout. A lot of people talk about separating your arms, triceps, biceps from your push training because potentially you're a little bit fatigued, which no doubt you are. You definitely are, but it also gives you the opportunity to add a little bit of volume to them. I've much preferred, I've done both. I've had an arm day on its own, and I've had arms worked in to my training multiple times a week. I do prefer grouping them up with push and pull, and then maybe having arms on one push day as well. So I don't know what it is. For me, it just feels like there's blood in the muscle. We've got a good connection to it already, and you can kind of go ahead with it. But I do think that both are going to work really, really well. So if there's something that, if your arms are something that you want to work on, make sure you're doing it properly. Make sure there's enough volume and you're not just going, right, we've got to do arms now, let's just do a superset and finish. Like, no, let's progress this like anything else. First exercise, long rope tricep. The final exercise here. Now this is going to be, really it's a very, very fixed isolation movement. We've just done a full push workout. Lots and lots of tricep involved. Chest is fatigued, delts are completely fatigued. Triceps are a little bit fatigued while we're doing the long rope tricep. So this has to be a very accurate movement. And all we're going to do is put our non-working hand in the crease of the elbow, just to stop that extra bit of flexion where you put so much stress through the elbow. We'll come out like normal, like you would be doing an overhead extension. Elbow goes in the middle. We're coming down as much as that allows us. We're pushing straight out and keeping that in line the whole way through. The workout done. Pretty well. I think it's pretty well rounded. It's not too much of anything. And if I'm honest, as I go over it in my head, I don't think that much would change as we get closer and closer and closer to prep. The only things that I may change would be the OHP to maybe a machine shoulder press, because as I get lighter, like 62.5 kilos each side, it's 125 kilos. I'm still at 110 kilos. But when I lose another 10, 15 kilos and I get weaker and I get skinnier, it's going to be a lot harder to stabilize that weight, whereas it might be how hard it is to stabilize the weight may take away from how strong I actually am. So in placing myself in a more fixed environment, like a shoulder press machine, we can eliminate that further on. So that's the only types of changes I'll be making. If the volume is 2 or 3 sets anywhere, it may just come down to 2. But right now, we've been progressing well for the first 5 to 6 weeks. And pretty much progressed every single week, so that's the main thing here. We're feeling good. 110 kilos, 0.6 this morning. It's my new low weigh-in. We've made a few changes to drugs, which we will probably talk about in the next episode, or one of the future episodes. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like and comment. I hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. We'll see you very soon. Peace and love, everybody. Bye-bye.